Hey YouTube, how you doing? It's Max. This is I think the third video for the whole making a game thing. So I remember last time I was focusing a lot on the minimum viable product. This time I create a couple more notifications. So to create a cave, um, which I guess is create a dungeon test. Misspelled dungeon. um, Basically create a dungeon test. I think I've completed this. I'll show you what it is. I'm still working on the tutorial. Need to do something like that. I haven't actually started, so I'm not really doing. And then create a route. So create a route is something I completed as well. So yeah, create a character test. Still working on that a little bit. But yeah, mostly I created the minimum viable product, the route in the cave. So today I kind of want to talk a little bit more about that in the development log. It's currently the 30th of July. I know these videos are going to be coming out like a month late, but I've been pretty consistent about working on this a little bit each day. As you can see, not a whole lot, but like yesterday I created the dungeon map, created a waterfall shortcut, transitions between maps, and then worked on the map size. I also worked a bit off of the creating a route, and I based the route off of like the Pokemon Route 1, so you'll probably see that the one that's like just north of Pallet Town. So, and then the dungeon map is a bit based off of Mount Moon, so you might see a bit of similarities there, but I think they're different enough to where you will kind of, you know, not, I guess you won't know that they're them unless I tell you, hopefully. But again, I don't know if I'll actually use some of these. They're just kind of, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into it's just kind of testing purposes. So I have the minimum viable product in this one, the route in this one, and the dungeon test in this one. So I'll walk through them all. We'll see if there's any bugs. There might be bugs. I haven't really play tested this a lot, but as you this is hopefully to show you the progress that we're making. So in this room, we remember there was a gate that was already open, so we closed that, fixed that up. We got the quest item, so that would open up this gate, and then, you know, this is the first boss. I still have the cutscene sound effects. The volume's a bit loud for me to be commentating, but you know, is what it is. This is the whole, like, you're choosing which side, the Templar or the Manaheim. I think I have it now so that so if I talk to these guys, you must have at least three quest items. I think I have it a bit more polished so that they won't reappear if I decline at certain points. Just play testing it. And it's good to have like a minimum viable product for these reasons, just because then I don't have to go traveling around the world. I don't have to create a teleport implementation to go across the map just to go see if this button works. I can see in real time if there's anything weird that happened. So last time I think we said side against the Templar and the guy came back, and so yeah, that guy is still gone, so that is good. It's a bit better of a system now, I think, that won't cause any problems like that. Can't go into these ones yet until we do them in order. Can't talk to them until I do the stuff in order. So everything's looking good. I'm gonna test to see if I can leave, and I must collect that item. I need to change that symbol still, but that's still pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. I'll do one side, one not side, so still nothing's coming back, still looking good. which is why the whole concept of a minimum viable product is to make it as small as possible. So I could have gone without some of these sound effects, but that just increases the time it takes to test stuff. So I think it's cool. It kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what it takes to go into game testing and why people tend to hire other people in game testing, especially because if you're working on this yourself, you tend to be a little bit more forgiving of your own errors. But if you get someone else and they're like, you need to change this, as long as it fits with the scope, that's kind of the goal. So I still can't go into there. I need to choose a side. So if I choose this one, if I go, I need time to think, I can still have time before I make a decision. But if I choose Anaheim, then I can no longer choose that guy. They say I'm currently a member. I can't go into this door because I chose Manaheim, so I have to go into this one, and that's the final choice. So we now know that this whole thing works, and then we can leave because this signifies that we're in the game. So that's just an example of a minimum viable product in action, I guess. So from there, now I can start building upon how I want to flesh out each of those bosses a little bit more. Maybe start focusing on mechanics now that I have this as a concrete kind of foundation to work from. And then between those bosses, I'm going to have to build these routes and these dungeons. I think I might build a mock city here, which kind of will have I've been working on the healing and shop kind of features, so just kind of what are those key elements that will make it a city. So that will probably be the fourth thing I work on, but you'll have these routes and you'll have these dungeons in between. So this is an example of a route, and as you can kind of see, this is based a little bit off of Pokemon Route 1. I've added a couple of new things, but you can see that Pallet Town would be to the south. And I think I even have an encounter here. So I've got these goblins, and working on this, and then I have this kill loop. So that's just an easy way to get past all these things without focusing. Also, I have this jump over the ledge feature from Pokemon. So you've got that working properly. And then I've added this kind of hidden passageway route, which isn't in the original Pokemon, but you can kind of come down here and get treasure chests. So it kind of encourages exploring in these like side routes that I'm gonna be working with. Let's see what that turns into. And I don't think it's really necessary. But yeah, once you kind of are coming back the other way, you can just kind of do all these jump on all these paths and get back on that way. So that's the route example. And then I've got the cave. I'm gonna reset this because I didn't set this to have background music, and the background music is kind of annoying me, especially when I'm recording. So let's just create a new one. This is an example of coding, so it's really easy to code, but I think there's a preset for stop music, stop background music. I think it's just fade out background sounds. Yeah, fade out background music. So we'll just set that to this for now. We'll put that as parallel, just so it kind of stops all background music between dungeons. But yeah, we'll save that. And then we'll play test this other dungeon. I don't think I put any enemies in here yet, but I'll do that eventually. Pretty much this is kind of like Mountain Moon, but I added this obstacle here. So if you press this button, you see this bridge kind of pop up, but when you get off of the button, the bridge goes away. And you can kind of see this boulder over here. But when you go to try to move the boulder, you don't have to unlock strength or anything. There's no way to pull it back. You can only pull it forward. So if you go back in, it resets. And so that's kind of like the first obstacle the player kind of is given. How do I get that treasure chest across there? And so you need to go through the dungeon, I guess, to get to that this little thing to get to where you can go push the boulder. So that's kind of this kind of looks like Mount Moon. You kind of have this little, there was that area to the left. Kind of go up here, there's these ladders which are in similar positions, and if you go down this first ladder, you get another treasure chest. That's just a little reward for exploration. And you can kind of go around here and you see this waterfall and you could be like, oh, what's over at this waterfall? So you come back around here and you can fall down into the water. You kind of hear the sound effects that I was talking about. But it puts you at the bottom level. So now you're kind of stuck in this dungeon. You need to know how to get out if you go down the waterfall. If you go to the left over here, this is just the way to get out, the way you came in. So if you decide to skip the waterfall, there's another treasure chest over here. And there's another treasure chest down this ladder. So there's multiple routes. If you want to do a full exploration, you can either speed run it and go down the waterfall way, which will get you to this next spot quicker, because otherwise you have to go all the way around, but you get a couple of treasure chests for your time. It's a lot different on the second floor than it is in the normal Mount Moon, but I didn't want to be a carbon copy of it, so this is kind of where those two routes kind of in the dungeon kind of split or merge and meet up, and then you can kind of come down to this last this last stretch where the exit to the dungeon's here. But if you still have some energy to keep fighting through all these monsters, you can come over here and sort of try to move the boulder over to the button. It might be a little bit long of a thing, but I think that, the reward will be a lot better than all the other treasure chests. So it kind of rewards those who go through this effort to put the boulder on. And some things that you kind of, while you're kind of debugging it, if you move the boulder off, sometimes when you're first kind of trial and erroring it, it will be like the person where it stays. But you really want the boulder to stay on there, and you have to do like a different grading system for the boulder versus the player. But it's just kind of like a cool little thing that is a very minimum viable product again that could lead into more boulder puzzles in the future. So I have this code to kind of reference back to if I need. So then you kind of can go up here, treasure chest, and that's a 5,000 gold reward. I haven't really made any items, so it's all just gold, just as like a placeholder for these treasure chests, just kind of figuring out where good places would be to put them, all that kind of stuff. And then you can kind of go over here to the end of the dungeon, and you're back at the beginning. And you can, I don't have a whole lot of eventually these will probably lead up to, connections to towns or something, or, two routes that kind of, with a dungeon in between them. But, these are just kind of some minimum viable products we're working with. We'll probably do a town next. So I'll probably write that down in my notifications section on my OneNote. And hopefully next time I make a video, we'll have a little town or something that we can kind of walk around and explore. So yeah, that's the update so far. So far, I mean, I don't know how interesting this series is, but at least, looking back on if this game ever becomes something that I decide to publish or something, I can look back and see the creation process, and other people, if they play the game, they can look back and see the creation process too. So yeah, that's what I got for this video. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.